what am I doing to serve the world? What am I doing in exchange of value for money? What is the offer? Like prospects and leads need to borrow our confidence and our conviction. And if we're feeling like wavery and that sort of stuff, they're going to feel that as well. But if you just say, yeah, I help people with that. And the only things to focus on when you're going this direction is your high ticket offer, but also just make those sales. If you need to drop the price or if you need to sell something for $1,500, something like that, just get into momentum of selling, right? And we just focus on our offer, growing our audience and our sales skills over and over and over to cross 30K per month. And our first goal is selling our first one. Our second goal is getting past 10K, then 20K, then 30K per month. And then this is lined out with the projects to grow your audience, to dial in your offer and your sales skills as well. So I'll drop this in the chat. If you don't have this saved, definitely get it saved. Boom. Cool. So let me zoom out a little bit more and go into the business value chain. How many of you guys have watched this 20-minute training that I did a little while back? Phil, Benny, Kobe, perfect. If you ever read the book Road Less Stupid by Keith Cunningham, I highly recommend it. It's like the business Bible. And he has some really good thinking time questions to think through our business and what is the bottleneck, how are we overcoming that, that sort of stuff. Because business is just a game of identifying the bottleneck and identifying the system, the process, or the person to put in place to overcome that bottleneck. If you're just starting out, then the big thing is, what am I doing to serve the world? What am I doing in exchange of value for money? What is the offer, right? Who's the person I'm serving? What are the problems that they're having? What's the promise of where I can ultimately take them? What's the pathway of them getting there? What's the packaging of how it's actually delivered? How do they know that it's true with proof? And at first, proof is your own story that it works. And then it's about getting on some calls, helping them out with very specific things and getting more video testimonials and written testimonials and that sort of stuff. And then what's the price point, right? The 7 Ps. And you can sell this as your signature offer, beta launching it, your a low ticket course, low ticket conversion mechanisms, but also like one-on-one calls that you can sell and templates and that sort of stuff. So there's so many different ways that we can get people to the promise. So that's offer and messaging in a nutshell. And then for the rest of our lives, it's just identifying what is the bottleneck in our business and how do I overcome that bottleneck with a person, process, or system. So when we're going from 0 to 30K per month, 20, 30K per month, it's usually we don't have enough awareness, enough eyeballs on our stuff, right? So there's so many different ways to get new eyeballs on our stuff. Like if you're going Facebook route, it's just engage in groups, send friend requests, accept friend requests, build up that funnel. On YouTube, YouTube is really good nowadays, shooting crappy Loom videos and just taking a screenshot of what you're doing. That's the best way to get started. Starting, I don't recommend a Facebook group anymore, but a Skool group. People will find you in the discovery section and it will grow organically. And then you're getting free organic leads. I love what Phil brought up with sponsoring an event, because that is a great way to get in front of people who are already paying for something. Sponsoring an event, speaking at events. I don't think he's here anymore, but Clayton's been crushing it with speaking at events. You have a group of people here to do workshop swaps with, podcast swaps, that sort of stuff, getting in front of other people's audiences. And power partnerships are great, and I'm creating a new course on that as well. Jay has been doing really well here with getting a lot of eyeballs on his stuff through TikTok. There are Instagram shout outs, Instagram reels that go viral, affiliate promotions, referral introductions, going to in-person events, joining other programs. And then those are all organic. And then there are paid ads, right? So YouTube is working really well right now and moving them to a lead magnet. Your Skool community is a lead magnet. A simple funnel with an opt-in to a guide is a lead magnet. Your workshops after you shoot them, that's a lead magnet, putting it into a funnel. Is that making sense right there? Cool. New possibilities, new opportunities. Have the SOPs for that. And never lose sight of top of funnel. Like where I've seen a lot of people do a big launch and then they make a lot of money and then they lost sight of top of funnel and getting awareness. And then they go back down to 0 or 10 or 20K, right? Where I've thrived is continuously building my Skool community, my YouTube audience, and my email list. So that way we always have a list of people that we can go back to, right? So we're getting awareness, we're generating them as a lead, the Skool community, a VSL funnel, workshop funnel, whatever it is, right? We're presenting the sales opportunity. So we have call to action posts and DMs and that sort of stuff, email promotions, going to, hey, book a call in here for this thing or buy this low ticket thing. And then there's a book a call, right? And then we're converting that sale. And initially it's just us. And then if we're continuing on with this high ticket offer, then we get one good salesperson can scale us from 20, 30K per month to 100K per month. For me, that was Marco Cortese and Mitchell Miles. They were rock stars. We just need one good salesperson to scale past 100K. Once our offers are developed, our audience is developed and all that. And then for filling for the client, what's the onboarding, what's the course, what's the community coaching, roadmap, automations, plugging in a CSM at the right time. And then upsell and referral. How do we make this instead of a funnel, it's an hourglass. So how can we dial in that one person joining refers to new people? Then turns into an hourglass, right? So that's the value chain in a nutshell. And knowing this, I was able to remove myself from the value chain. I had Jimmy Rutowski, who is our marketing manager that was in charge of awareness, lead generation, sales opportunity. I had Marco Cortese, who's in charge of our setters and closing deals. And then I had Avery Ford, who you guys know, on the Thursday calls, and Brad Newman in charge of fulfillment, upsell, referral, testimonial, right? That comes over time. If you're 0 to 30, 20, 30K per month, it's what can I delete that's not moving the needle forward? A higher leveraged offer, especially if it's catching a trend, Colby, with like AI and all of that. That's more of a done with you, or what I heard from Taki more recently, a DXY. We have done for you, done with you. He was talking about DXY, which we're kind of doing here with the AI systems and that sort of stuff, right? Better vehicle, better boat to be in, and what can I delete to be in that better boat? And how am I getting in front of my ideal clients, putting them on a list, presenting the sales opportunity, and converting, right? That's all we're really focused on, 20 to 30K per month. You might have a virtual assistant, maybe a first stage is make yourself rich. Takes time, build up that cash flow, then you can invest into a small team to grow this past 100K. right? So that's the value chain in a nutshell, but what runs that value chain as you scale? So it's your operations, your human resources, and your finances. So we have the financial OS inside of there. That's a really good dashboard to see everything and profit and loss and like bucketing your money the right way and knowing where to put investments and all of that, right? We have the hiring Notion SOP on who you should hire first, how you should hire them. VA first, next is a setter, maybe a CSM, salesperson to scale past 100K, right? And then your operations. Can you see this is more important when you're above 50, 60K per month, really dialing in the operations behind everything? Can you see your numbers with the CEO dashboard? That's more important when you have a bunch of team members. Are you assessing your value chain of where the bottleneck is in the value chain? Are you setting goals and projects, delegating tasks, and setting up automations, right? I don't recommend getting a COO until you're over 150, 200K per month. We had Aaron Whalen, who is in charge of the whole value chain. And a COO is just responsible for making sure that team members set and surpass KPI. It's not about them. This was a really big lesson I had to learn. It's not about them getting the latest tools or that sort of stuff. Their only role is to set and surpass, help team members surpass KPI. That's how they're measured, right? So I wanted to zoom out and kind of give you a high level overview, 0 to 20, 30K per month. You're just focused on these things. And then 20, 30K per month, you're really dialing in the rest of these things. So was that helpful to kind of have a high level overview to everything and kind of zoom out? Cool.
Good reminder.
Sweet.
I do have a question.
Yes, we're going into Q&A.
So I've got my Skool community. I'm putting you in as one of my resources. So if other brokers are looking for a sales coach, they can jump in and get connected with you. Do you have any kind of an affiliate program or a link that I should be sending them to, Andrew?
We do. I'll shoot it over to you. We're
Okay.
testing out weekly payments on this bad boy. So we're going that direction. And when that funnel is ready, I'll shoot it over to you, Phil. Cool. Great question. Sweet. Takeaways, questions on that? And we can go into specific questions for you guys right now. Zach has something.
I do. I was actually going to say I'll jump on back on the Legends call because I have a few.
Perfect. Sweet. All right. Rod, good to see your face, man. Thanks for being here. Cool, cool, cool. Kobe, David, Benny.
Just
I'll ask
chilling.
questions if you know.
What? Kobe?
Oh, you mean to go? Okay, yeah. I didn't want to talk over. No, I think I think for me it's telling. I mean, we're right at that $30,000 threshold monthly, but it's a real cluster, right? Like we've got so many different things that we're offering, and we already have a team. You know, I would say if I were to do it over again, I might do it a little differently for sure. Yeah. But we have employees, and they're necessary to fulfill on a lot of them. You know, we do so many different things. So as you're speaking, I'm thinking, like how to make change, how to change what I have. Obviously, I don't want to stop doing something because it's contributing to that monthly, revenue. But yeah, and I think in time it will play out again. Like I think getting to that offer, getting to that maybe something that is, I can see productizing some of these things, and coaching, I think, is my way out in a way. And then I can see repurposing some of our team members because we're doing a lot of the things currently. So teaching people how to do it, I think, is potentially the way out, but we'll see. You know, it's just maybe just painful for a second, right? As we get through it. So
Yeah, what I would do if I were, can I share what I would do if I were?
please, man, please. Yeah.
I would go all in on AI and everything you know about AI and imperfectly create YouTube videos of the different systems, tools. You can use my YouTube as inspiration. They're not the best videos, but they get the job done. And it opens up loops, and especially with AI, it's a great trend. And our main thing is like entering the conversation going on in our ideal client's mind. And a lot of business owners that are 6 to 7 figures are like, how do I leverage AI to save time and make more money? Right. That's like the main question on their mind. And
Yeah.
I, you have a lot of skills and tool sets, and we just need to be one step ahead of somebody to get them a result. And you already have a list of people that you can reach out to that are kind of done for you clients that you could book in a call and help them with something really specific in AI and introduce them to the next step of creating community connection around that AI for leads and sales and all of that stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad you said that, and I'm feeling every single thing that you are saying. And I think for me, it's there are things that I know, right? But getting the confirmation, I suppose, is huge. And I think for me, what I've struggled with, many of our clients are in a very specific niche that is mortgage, probably 70%. That's where all our partnerships, our lists, and all that type of thing. But I think what brings me joy is the handful of, in no coincidence, right? Those are a little bit higher paying clients that are outside the space. But I've been in this space for so long, like mortgage and real estate. I mean, probably for, 10, 15 years, right? Whether it's doing it, investing in properties, being a loan officer, and then probably the better part of the past 7 years, I've really gone all in. All my marketing has been loan officer. But like, I'd like to exit it, right? I'd like to be more small business, but then like I think I have this thing, this mental block or whatever, where it's like, do I really want to open it up? Do I want to? It's just hard, it's been hard anyway. So
Yeah, and the clarity will come in the doing. So you don't need to have like a perfect niche right now and know that like you don't need that. You just need to have conversations with people around AI, and that will become more and more clear. You put out content around the AI tools that you're working on, new things that you're learning, that sort of stuff. You're reaching out to if you haven't created it yet, just create a list of 20 names that you already have a warm connection with and connect with them on something really specific around AI and either get a testimonial from them or introduce them to a new opportunity and book in a sales call after that. And just eliminate everything that you've learned about like marketing and sales and just go out there and serve for the next month, and people will feel that, and new opportunities and possibilities will come your way, and you'll get a lot more clarity.
good, man. Super fair.
Sweet. I love it. For opening it up. Rod, do you have something, brother?
I can confirm. Go ahead, Rod.
Oh, let's go Rod and then David. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just on there just listening and picking up some good nuggets. I'm just launching my business. I've been doing credit repair, so I'm branching off into helping 9 to 5 workers clean their credit up to get business funding. So I'm in a limbo of what should that be my niche, or should I just focus on business credit, let that be my main line to pull the 9 to 5 workers in to my coaching program. And so that's what I'm in limbo of. How should I market it? Which one will be more lucrative in the beginning? It's basically I need to find my niche, and you kind of gave me some clarity on this. You'll find the doing. You'll find what you need to do while you're doing it. So
I love it, dude. And how
yeah,
long have you been running your own business for?
my whole life, man. Say since I've been 18, I'm 44. It's about 30 years, man. I've been doing my own thing. I've been in different things, but like the credit space, I've been in the credit space for about 15 years.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I think for you, you have the credit, which is great. You continue doing that, and that will also bring in 9 to 5ers that are looking to create their own online thing and leave their job. That is such a good niche to be in initially. You're not going to get like if you tweak your messaging a little bit and focus on like higher people that are doctors or lawyers and hate their job and that sort of stuff, I wouldn't worry too much about speaking to them right now. I would look at this as a vehicle to get past those 30, 40, 50K months. And as you're growing your audience, you can always enter a new vehicle in the future. And especially if you come to the AI calls and develop AI in your offer to help people leave their job and create their own online businesses and that sort of stuff, that will be a really compelling offer. It starts with your content though and growing your audience. I would definitely put your origin story out there. That's inside of the Genesis course. That's where we
Already
get.
did it.
Oh, there we go. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's huge. Um, and I would definitely double down on the content with YouTube and dial in either Instagram or Facebook, wherever you're getting the biggest payoff. And maybe in a month or two, launch a Skool community. But we want to
Already got a Skool community too.
fucking perfect. So that's great. So what I would focus on then is what is the best traffic source for awareness. So where can I double down in awareness that's paying off the most? It might be getting on workshops in front of other people's audiences. It might be the friend requests on Facebook. It might be creating Instagram reels that are working really well. Um, uh, Over the next month, identify the awareness source that's growing those other audiences. And then if you're growing your audience, you have people consuming your content, you just go into the mindset of inspiring people out there to leave their job and to have more freedom and all of that. And if you can bake in some AI stuff around that, that will capture more attention. That would be great, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff. Cool, cool, cool. So we got 8 minutes left. If we have one more laser question, shoot it out there. And then the most important part of the call is coming up for you guys. Let me grab it. David, did you have something, brother?
I just wanted to say how the clarity comes from doing the work because really I was really frustrated last week, especially with creating all the content, getting a lot of interaction, but it not leading to conversations to sales call. And it was really me, and a lot of it's TikTok, not that I chose it, but I just went viral there. And a lot of people interacting with me. You can't really drop a link. You got to cut and paste. There's a little bit of extra work there. So I was frustrated. And then I just got to the point where people were responding and telling me about their problems. And then my answer just became, oh, I've helped people. I help people with that. And then they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact. And they're like, what do you do? I'm like, well, I'm not sure, but why don't we get on a call and see if what I do might help you? And they're like, great. And it was like, wow, that was 4 people already in the last 24 hours. And it's just a matter of like, you know what, just being so frustrated and wanting to hire someone else, which I still do, but like, not until I get it right. You know what I mean? Like I have to be able to do something before I give it to somebody and actually make sales. But that was a breakthrough for me because I was just, all of my content was making me work that wasn't leading to sales. And now I'm getting people on calls just by that little shift, by being frustrated from not getting them into a call, just be more direct. Be like, that's what I fix. I've helped people with that, you know, and that was just being more direct and saying, let's get on a call. And that was it.
Dude, I love it. And like prospects and leads need to borrow our confidence and our conviction. And if we're feeling like wavery and that sort of stuff, they're gonna feel that as well. But if you just say, yeah, I help people with that, like you have a lot of experience with that. Rod has been an entrepreneur for what is that, 30 years now? Like you can help people with that. So I love that. Good reflection, David.
Thank you.
Cool. Ray Dalio, there's a really good book by Ray Dalio. It's called Principles. Highly recommend it to everyone. But one of his principles is pain plus reflection equals progress. And I feel like we have a lot of mental activity in our brain, but we don't actually develop thinking until we slow down, reflect, and set intentions. So I just shot you guys over the weekly form. And just take 5 minutes right now to fill this bad boy out, and put in your target for your cash collected this week. This is total cash collected. So what that means is like if you have reoccurring payments coming in, add that to the calculation. And then how much new cash do you need to make to hit your total cash collected? How many units sold, new revenue, how many calls booked do you need for that? But one of my favorite things, set targets for your meditation, exercise, and breath work minutes. So for example, if you're committed to meditating 10 minutes per day, that would be 70 minutes for the week inside of there. And then on a weekly basis, some of the best questions that we can ask ourselves as entrepreneurs is simply, what am I committed to stopping doing this week? That will create new space for things that I'm going to start. That will create new possibilities. What's working really well to continue? And what's the number one project that if I complete this, I'm good to go. And then just check these off for right now. These are weekly reminders to have what to have in place. Cool.